Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and Klein's got a new cable skinning knife out. They call this thing the cable skinning pocket knife. You might notice a few familiar features compared to some other knives. The part number on this is 44056, and it's about 20 bucks on Amazon. So let's take a look at some of the classic features. First, look at that, a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. How about that? Obviously, an axis lock. That's how this thing both releases to open and locks in place once it's open. The only complaints really I've heard about this are hard to operate with one hand. They have this big opening here, they say, for one-handed opening, but what you'd have to do is literally pull this axis lock back with your finger or something, or maybe your thumb, and then flick it open. Kind of cumbersome. What I discovered though is this pivot was a little bit tight, so I played around with it, loosened it, and then now I can easily flick this thing open and closed. One-handed, no problem, and there's no blade play. So it just took a moment to get that adjustment. Had to tighten it and then loosen it and then retighten it to the perfect spot. But for a $20 pocket knife, I don't know, stainless steel. If you notice on the blade here, it is a classic Hawkbill blade. Good ramp, thumb ramp with jimping here. Now this is well, Benchmade called it the axis lock, but they call it a crossbar lock. Very similar in its design to the Benchmade. Other Kleins have used like a spine lock or lock back here with a removable blade. This one here has the classic thumb studs on this Klein knife. This one, push button utility blade there on this Klein. Here is a push button utility blade plastic handle with a bit driver. This one, very hard to open, but this is a, pop that, this is a flipper, but I've never had good luck. The detent's way too hard, and then it uses a liner lock. So there's that. Klein multi-tool, and then this one, old school lock back, fixed with the Hawkbill. Now let's go in a little depth on this thing. The Hawkbill for cable skinning is great. You use it a couple of different ways. One is you can dig it down into the cable and slide forward to kind of cut through that. Set this thing out so I don't knock the camera over while I'm trying to do it. So I can slice into this thing, which might give me access to the set of wires. There we go. Cut through the insulation, as you can see here. I can also use it, you know, to dig in. It's a little bit easier. I'll do it with this cable here. I could slice it like this if I wanted to get inside there, or I can whittle away at it to access that. Hopefully not cutting into the insulation, but if I am going to strip these, then that doesn't matter as much. So it's designed as a cable skinning, you know, a utility knife for a very specific purpose. And because of that, it has, you know, kind of limited function potentially compared to a lot of other knives because of this blade. But this is actually one of the most efficient blades if you're opening plastic packaging and stuff like that. You can just slide it around. This is a fairly narrow blade, but it is actually thicker than this replaceable one, and both of these seem fairly stout. I don't think, you know, if you use it properly, you're going to damage this. You can of course resharpen it, the stainless steel. You can see the markings on here. K11 and 44056 is the part number. The design of this, lots of standouts. It's a pretty beefy knife for being so light, you know, when it's in your hand. This is getting you know, trying to operate this, it doesn't pull open. That's a safety mechanism unless you have that axis lock, or that crossbar lock, sorry, pulled away. So I guess that's a good thing, because sometimes you can accidentally open a knife. It catches on something. I haven't had it happen with a Hawkbill, but presumably if that even comes out a little, you know, could be kind of dangerous. But anyway, there it is. I'm glad Klein is innovating in the knife space. It's important. If you're using just conventional stuff, you know, when you want to cut into it, 220 cable, Try to cut down. The way I'm holding it is a little hard without knocking the camera over. Try it like this. There we go. If you can see, break this open, or of course just skin it like the old way. And then once you got a wire out, sure, if you want, you could try to strip it with that if you don't want to use the proper tool. There you go. Anyway, nice, sharp, simple, light, inexpensive, and essentially takes these kinds of knives into the modern world, from no pocket clip to, you know, one that is quite a ways down, not reversible. You know, this one pretty big. Same thing here. So it's much more like a regular knife. And of course you could use it like that. Anyway, there it is. The Klein cable skinning pocket knife. And with that, Doc out.